Well, an Edmonton artist is getting some worldwide attention with her unique style of painting. Giselle Denis is just back from a trip to Dubai where she was in the spotlight with her performance art. And Giselle joins us now. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me, painting in public is what you do here. How did that come about?
Yeah, it actually kind of happened a little bit by accident. So I was showing my work for years at the farmers market downtown, lots of different venues in Edmonton, and one day I was just painting in my booth to pass the time, really, and I noticed while I painted in my booth, at certain points I'd turn around and I'd have a crowd of like 50 people standing there watching me. They'd sort of all gathered, and I would look and go, oh, I'm like kind of on stage right now. And one day someone who worked at the Hotel Mac saw me painting there, and they had asked if I'd be interested in showing my work in the gift shop at the hotel. And when it came time to present my product with a bunch of other people from the farmers market at the hotel's management meeting, I just sort of hopped over that idea and said, you know, I live paint. I'm a performance painter, and why don't you have me paint at your hotel?
And so that's what you've been doing.
So I've been there for nearly 3 years now. Sort of created a job that didn't exist and presented it in a way that seemed to be appealing to people who really like to watch the process.
When you're watching and people are watching you, and a lot of artists, they like to be private and do it in the quiet of their studio at home, does that affect what you're putting on canvas?
It kind of does. It affects the process, certainly. It's different to when you're at home in the studio, you feel like you can let loose a little bit more. But I find over the years of painting live, I've been painting for audiences for maybe over 6 years now. It was charity work before that, before the hotel, but to paint for a crowd, you really sort of take in the atmosphere around you.
The energy from the crowd.
Energy from the people there, what's happening for the event or whatever it might be, if it's just at the hotel or if it's at a private function or whatever it might be. Every event has its own feel or energy to it.
You know, and we're looking at your paintings right now, and when we see them and we're showing them to our viewers, you can tell these aren't little tiny paintings. You're right into it. These are life-size paintings.
Yeah.
But I guess the big question: how do you go from the Hotel Mac, or first off, how do you go from the farmers market to Hotel Mac? Now you're in Dubai. You just got back.
Good question. Yeah. When I started at the Hotel Mac, there was one of the managers there at the time. He moved to Dubai and is a manager at the Raffles Hotel in Dubai, which Raffles Hotel is connected to Fairmont and Swiss hotels. And so I was looking for an opportunity abroad to perform my paintings. It's a great way to see the world. So Garrett Turda, the GM of the Hotel Mac here in Edmonton, he said, well, you know Afif he's at Raffles in Dubai. Why don't you paint there? And so
that's how it happened.
He set up yeah.
So does that, when you're in Dubai, does that change what it is that you're painting? Do you paint?
Yeah, good question.
Landscape?
Yeah. Well, what I decided to do, I thought, well, I've never been there before, so I'm going to bring Canada to Dubai. So I'm going to paint my scenes in Dubai, and I thought they'd probably have enough paintings of their city and the Burj Khalifa and their
bring
landscape.
Them a bit of Canada.
So I thought, why don't I do this? Because most people there have never been to Canada, whereas a lot of people I've met here, very few I know have been to Dubai. So I thought, why don't I just take a little bit of what I do over there and see what the response might be? It was a bit of a risk, but I'm really happy that I chose to do it that way, because the response was incredible response. People from every single culture, from so many different countries and cities around the entire world, they go to Dubai to vacation at that time of year.
So you're getting exposure to a huge, wide range of people. Well, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
People can see you at the Hotel Mac in the lobby starting.
Yes, I'm back on Thursday, so tomorrow night I'll be there every week from 5 to 8, performing my paintings there. So
thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.